Hello everyone and welcome to your SAT reading course. Today we're going to dive into the first passage of the October 1st, 2022 US SAT. So for time's sake, I'll be skipping the read through, so please pause the video now to read the passage before I explain the answers. And now let's dive into the questions. Alright, so question 1. Which choice best describes what happens in the passage? A. Narrator reflects on how the behavior of another changed another. The narrative struggles to understand the motivations of another character. The narrator discusses shared professional interests with another character. And D. The narrator recounts the events that led another character to support her project. So here we can eliminate B because it does not suggest that the narrators struggled with understanding the motivations of another. It also does not imply that narrators struggled with understanding how the behavior of another character has been altered, but instead it focuses on the narrator discussing shared interests with her former employer, Tiffany, and this can also be found in the blurb. Meeting her with her former employer, Louis Comfort Tiffany, an artist whose company later becomes famous for designing stained glass lampshades. So we can see that it's obvious that they are discussing shared professional interests. Thus, D is also incorrect because the project is not the narrator's, but instead it's Tiffany's project. Moving on to the second question, according to the passage, Tiffany looks forward to the upcoming World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago as an opportunity to A. gain greater popular recognition, B. sell many decorative objects, C. collaborate with other famous artists, and D. showcase pieces that have earned critical acclaim. Alright, so if you go back to paragraph 2, we can see that here, in 1893, the name of Louis Comfort Tiffany will be on the lips of millions. So here we can see that he wants to gain recognition. Thus, the correct answer here is A. He does not want to sell decorative objects, not collaborate with other artists, or showcase pieces that have earned critical acclaim. Alright, let's move on to question 3. The narrator indicates that Tiffany informs her of his new projects by A. showing a series of projects for stained glass windows he intends to construct, B. presenting several finished stained glass windows and describing them in detail, asking her opinion of the watercolor painting he plans to exhibit in Chicago, and D. displaying a chart that shows the placement of the artworks he plans to exhibit in Chicago. So it's not the charts. He does not ask his opinion of the watercolor paintings that he plans to exhibit. And we can see here from the keyword stained glass that we should find from the passage. And if you see from line 39, astonishing how he could get more mirror watercolor so deep and saturated like liquor that they vibrated together as surely as chords of a great George pipe organ. Here we can see that the narrator indicates that Tiffany is trying to show a series of plans that he has for the stained glass which he wants to build. He does not present several finished stained glass windows, but instead discusses and showcases his plans for the stained glasses. So the correct answer is A. And here, question 4, which choice best supports the idea that the narrator recognizes the potential importance of her contribution to Tiffany's business? Well, here let's go to line 34. My breath whistled between my open lips. This does not suggest anything. Let's go back to line 46 to 47. Background in the turquoise and cobalt. This also does not suggest anything. 69. I was struck by a tantalizing idea. Nope. And let's go to 79. Just think where that could go, I whispered. Alright, so line D seems the most appropriate here, because it supports the notion that the narrator recognizes the paramount potential of her contribution. Moving on to question 5, line 38, true. The thorns replaced by large glass jewels in true Tiffany style. Alright, so what we do here is just plug in the options into the sentence and see which one makes sense. Honest doesn't make sense, characteristic does, loyal, not if you plug it in, neither does factual, so the correct answer is characteristics. Question 6, in context, the narrator's reference to a pipe organ, line 41, mainly serves to A. Suggest that Tiffany draws inspiration for his artwork from music. B. Review her surprises at Tiffany's decision to create watercolor paintings. C. Illustrate her perception of the vividness of the colors used by Tiffany. And D. Provide an example of an image Tiffany depicts in one of his watercolors. Alright, so we can see that C is correct because it talks about the vividness. If we go back to line 41, we can see that even the names of the hues bores an exotic richness. The peacock's name okay, let's go back. So it's here. So that they vibrated together as surely as chords of a great church pipe organ. Alright, so, and continuing on, even the names of the hues bore an exotic richness. So here we can see that the narrator is talking about the vividness of the color that Tiffany is utilizing. Therefore, C is correct. For 7, and the narrator's remarks in 53, 54, and 58, 59 are best described as expressing the narrator's A. Envious resentment of Tiffany's talent as an artist, good-natured amusement, long-standing puzzlement, open admiration. Okay, so we can basically eliminate 2 of these choices based on the tone of the passage. And if we go back to line 53 to 54 and 58 to 59, we can see that the narrator is going back and forth with Tiffany in a positive tone. So therefore, it cannot be an envious resentment, or neither it can be a long-standing puzzlement. So what we're left with an open admiration of Tiffany's unique vision and good-natured amusement at Tiffany's creative tendencies. Alright, so let's go to line 58 to 59. What a lucky find for you, that convenient tidbit of information. And line 53 to 54. I see your originality is in good health. Only you would put peacocks in your chapel. Alright, so therefore, it's more of a good-natured amusement at Tiffany's creative tendencies, because the narrator is talking about probably the aspect that makes Tiffany differ from the rest of the artists. Because as you can see from line 53, he talks about the peacock, which is in a chapel, which is his originality that only he would do. So therefore, the correct answer here is B. And let's go to question 8. In context, the description in line 66, 68, he looks thing contributes to the passage's overall characterization of Tiffany, mainly by A. suggesting his tendency to exaggerate his own importance, conveying his preference for creating large-scale artworks, demonstrating the personal warmth he expresses towards others, and D. emphasizing the intensity of his excitement about his works. Okay, so here we can immediately recognize that D is correct. We can see here in line 66 to 68. Okay, he looked at it with nothing short of love. Obviously, this shows that he has excitement about his work. So therefore, the only correct answer is D. Moving on to the last two questions, it can be most reasonably be inferred from the passage that the narrator's talent include an ability to A, devise imaginative names for the colors of the glass she works with. That doesn't really make sense. Enhance an existing idea by improvising technical innovations for artwork. Provide authoritative critics of classic artworks, which is not the case. We can see from the tone of the passage that it's nowhere near authoritative, so we can just eliminate this immediately. D, create detailed sketches on which larger artworks are based. It's not evident in the passage. So rather than an authoritative tone, we can see that the her talent lies in enhancing an existing idea by improvising technical innovation. And we can see this from line 69, as I remember. I was struck by a tantalizing idea. Imagine it reduced in size and made of translucent glass instead. One should figure out how to secure the piece in a dome. That could be the method and the shape of a lampshade. A wraparound window, say. Yep, so here we can see that he's particularly skilled in enhancing an existing idea by providing improvisation of the technical innovations that could be possible. And here we can see that line 69 is D in question 10, so therefore the answer to question 10 is D. That'll be it for today, and thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.